time to retrieve a single book when we click on details. So essentially, I'm talking about the get product action here in my controller. We get the product ID here, and indeed, this is the old find by ID method I defined, but if we were to delete it, we see that Sequelize also has a find by ID method. So actually, if I leave this code exactly as it is, right here at least, it will work. One difference is that with Sequelize, we don't get an array of products here. Instead, I get a single product, so I can just use it like this. So with these tiny changes, turning this into a single product and using it as such, and leaving this as it is actually, I should already be able to view the details. And I am. Just the image is maybe a bit oversized here. That is something we can quickly fix in CSS. I quickly added the image class to the div wrapping my product in the product detail view here. And now in the main CSS file, where I also have my centered class, I will add a new image class and restrict the max height to, let's say, 20 rem. And then also say that any image tags in the nested in an element with the image class should respect that height. Oops, and that should also be just height, not max height. And with that, if I now reload this page here, this is looking better, and we should have no problems with the image anymore. Just a tiny change. The main takeaway, of course, is we can retrieve the product like this. However, I also want to show you an alternative way. So using this syntax here is perfectly fine. But let me also show you how we can use the normal find method we also got. Find all to be precise. We only have one product with that ID, of course, but I want to show you that where syntax. So in the object we can pass to find all. I'll set the where key, and there you got a rich query language or a rich amount of options you can use to configure this. More can of course be found in the official tutorial. If you go to querying there you find all the details about how to configure your queries. For example, you can also control which attributes are retrieved. You don't have to get all attributes all the time. If you only need the title, you can define this too. And you also see how to use where. How to use it in a basic form, where you want to simply check that one attribute has one exact value, but also how you can use operators to have alternative conditions, or to check if something is greater than or greater than equal, or lower than a value, and so on. So you got a lot of options there, and definitely check out these docs. Here we could say, I'm looking for all products where the ID is equal to prod ID. And then I will use them or catch any errors. Now the one important thing here, of course, is by default, this gives us an array, because even though we know that only one product will have this ID, find all, per definition, always gives you multiple items, even if it's an array with only one element. So if we use this syntax and we render this, we'll have products, and we're interested in the first product. In this case also the only product, as we know. So now I can comment out the other approach, and if we save that and we go back to our application and we reload that detail page, it looks like it works, but actually this keeps on loading, so something went wrong. And indeed, we got an error here. Product is not defined. Yeah, here for the title, I should also use products 0, of course. So now with that, if we save that and let it restart, therefore, now we can reload this page and it works as before, but now it's using find where and a find all with that where query. And I simply wanted to show you this alternative approach. Of course, it's perfectly fine and even preferable in this case to use find by ID. So I will actually switch back to that other approach. It's good to know how you can query though.